Hello everyone and welcome to this week's parent update video. I'm so glad that you're here to join me. We had a fantastic day yesterday in KidZone and in WeeKidz. Over in KidZone, we finished our Pure and Clean series. It was a lot of fun. We talked about temptation and how being tempted isn't so much a sin, but the act of giving into temptation is. And how sometimes not only do we give into temptation and do sin, but sometimes we let temptation stay around a little longer than it should. And we talked about how maybe that's not exactly a sin, but it's definitely not a wise choice because you're just allowing sin to be closer and closer to you. Now, we made a good example by talking about fair food. With summer coming up here soon and spring coming up soon and summer right after that, the warmer weather has got us thinking about these things. And so we talked about fair food and how fair food is a big temptation. We know it's not good for us. We know it's not exactly healthy, and we're probably not going to feel very good afterward when we eat it. But we talked about how it can be a temptation to eat maybe a lot of it or just eat some of it even when we know it's not good for us. So we talked about that. And our Bible point that we used in KidZone yesterday was stay pure, say no to sin. And so very a matter of fact, and if you look at that's very close to what our WeeKidz one is. A lot of what we did in KidZone yesterday was very similar to what happened in WeeKidz all month long. So if you noticed what your kids are getting in WeeKidz, the past couple weeks have pretty much been what they're getting in KidZone, just a little bit. I mean, obviously it's a little different because of their age, but it is similar in some ways. The Bible verse we looked at is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. We use the NIRV. Sometimes we use the NLT, but mostly the NIRV. And it says, "But when you are tempted, God will give you a way out so that you can stand up under it." And so not saying that you will never be tempted, but God will give you a way out. You can't do it on your own, but with God's help, you can say no to sin. And the Bible story we looked at is Jesus being tempted in the desert when he says no to the temptation from Satan 3 times. And we talked about how that was hard for him and how saying no to temptation will be hard for us. But with God's help, we can do it. Yesterday in WeeKidz, we finished up our series on the temptations of Jesus there as well. I think it's called A Test in the Desert off the top of my head. But like I said, I say no to sins was the Bible point. Bible verse all month long has been Psalm 51:10 from the NIRV. God, create a pure heart in me. Oh, need another space there. Looks like I forgot to do that. And then the Bible story, same as what it was in KidZone. Jesus is tempted in Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. So we had a lot of good times yesterday with WeeKidz. But if you do know, like we've said for a while now, in WeeKidz and KidZone, we're not out offering any lesson time or childcare or anything like that from the 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. hour just because there's not really a demand for it right now. We would be more than happy to do that, but right now there's just no demand for it. And if you ever are wanting to get back to that hour, go in there yourself and you want to drop your kids off, please let us know. We would be happy to do that. But right now, we just don't want to ask volunteers to show up for something if there's not going to be anybody there to drop off their kids. So if you do plan on going to that, please let us know beforehand, and we will do everything we can to try and get some time for the kids there set up in a timely manner. And then for our family lesson videos, I know there's still a lot of us who are staying at home watching online church. That's perfectly fine. We're glad that you can join us for church that way. But we don't want to forget your kids. So our family lessons are posted every single Thursday at linktree.fc or linktr.ee/FCC and on the website. So right now the website is being updated, but later this week when the website is updated, I'll show you exactly how to get to that. I'll post the link and show you how you can get the family lessons on there as well. If you ever have any questions about the family lessons, please let me know. I did a video last Friday that kind of explained those a little bit. But if you have any more questions, please let me know. I already did that one. Easter egg hunt. The Easter egg hunt is this year. We are doing that in person. VBS, we are going to try our best to do that in person. We still need to get confirmation from the county to be able to do that. As soon as I know, I will let you know. the dates and how we can make that happen. But as of right now, we are planning to have it in person. So unless something happens where the state or the county or somebody tells us we can't do it, we are planning on having it in person. So once we have the dates for that, once we have that nailed down a little bit tighter, I will let you all know for sure. Thank you so much for joining me for this weekly update. Thanks for being a part of the kids ministry here at First Christian Church. As always, send me any questions you have or Shaylee, and we would love to help in any way possible that we can. Thanks. Have a great week.